Hey guys, this is Oscar back at again doing another weekend project. Today I'm going to show you something easy, simple, and fixable. I'm going to show you how to change the front brake pads and possibly the rotors on this 2008 Nissan Altima. This is a 2.5 liter engine. Pretty easy job, guys. So once you have your vehicle up on jack stands, let's go ahead and take out this. This is a 21 millimeter socket, and make sure you're careful if you do have your factory wheel hub. So let me go and take this out and then we'll continue. Okay, so once you remove the tire, just for demonstration purposes, I put the wheel all the way to my right hand side. If you're just changing the brake pads, all you have to do is just remove this 14 millimeter bolt like so, and just take this bolt all the way out, and all you have to do is get a nice flathead screwdriver and stick it in the middle and just push to compress the caliper a little bit like so, and that should allow you to raise this up like so. And this is where you're going to expose the brake pads. As you can see, they look a little bit old and worn out, damaged. All you have to do is just slide them out with your hands like so, or if they're stuck, you can use a flathead screwdriver to kind of pry them out like this. So again, this is only if you're replacing the brake pads. You also want to go ahead and replace the hardware if your brake pads are included. In this case, this is the brake pads, and this is the part number if you're interested. Let's go ahead and see if hardware is included. In this case, it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I clean these hardware with the wire brush, so that way I can remove any type of gunk or any type of grime in there. Okay. And again, this is only if you're just replacing the brake pads. And then since you're here, you also want to take a look at your rotor just to make sure it's not warped. This rotor actually looks pretty good. I don't see any warping. So we're not going to change this rotor out today. But if you would have, all you have to do is just remove, I think this is a 19 millimeter bolt, one here and one there. And then the whole caliper assembly would come off, and then the rotor would just slide out, and then you just put the new rotor in, and then you torque these back, put those bolts back. But for today, since rotors are pretty good, I don't see any warping, we're gonna go ahead and just change the brake pads. So let's go and do that real quick. So another tip, guys, since you're already taking the time to inspect everything, make sure these guiding pins, you see how when I push this guiding pin, it moves inside. Well, check this out. This one doesn't even budge. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some brake grease caliper on it, so that way this should be sliding in and out. And in this case, it's not. So that kind of will affect your braking system, because when you press on your brake pads, it's not sliding evenly. So that could cause some type of even wear on your actual brake pads. So again, very, very handy step. So let's go ahead and begin. The first thing, make sure you have a catch pan, and we're going to clean this really good. Just make sure you get the spots in there. And again, this is where your brake pads slide in and out of this hardware. So since our new brake pads didn't come with it, let's just give it a nice even clean to kind of restore it at least to somewhat manageable conditions. There you go, good as new again. Alright, so let's go and remove this. Let me go ahead and get a some pliers real quick. Alright, so we're gonna go remove this. As you can see, this is pretty stuck in there. So just get yourself a good size of pliers and just wiggle it out of the way. Let me see if I can do this with two hands. 1 second. And if you can't, just tap it. I'll show you right now. Give me one moment. Let's see. Like so, and that should come out. So this is pretty old grease. So let me go ahead and just clean this one out real quick. And you can take this boot out. All it is just in there. We're gonna go to make sure we clean all that stuff in there. Put some brake cleaner on there so we can lubricate it back up. Bring it, restore it back, guys. Let me do that real quick. Alright guys, so I'm doing, I'm just digging a screwdriver in there and just cleaning all the old grease in there. And again, it's just a screwdriver that I'm putting inside this to clean it up really good. Once we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this brake cleaner, brake grease, apply some of that. But before I do that, I'm going to put this back into, like so. There you go. And then just apply a little bit of not a whole lot. And then we're going to go ahead and slide in that bolt like so. Let me just make sure it's so. Now you see how it goes in and out. That's what you want to have, a nice gliding bolt. That's good. Alright guys, so again, this one looks good, but if it didn't, then you want to go ahead and do that. That's a good idea to do so. Alright, let's go to the next step. Alright guys, so the next step, we're going to go ahead and compress the piston. Just make sure you lift up the hood and remove the brake reservoir cap before you do this step, so that way if you get any spills, you could have like a little rag to clean that up. So let's go and compress this here. Alright, there we go. Compress all the way inside. And just have a little shop rag, kind of cleaning the excessive gunk or whatever it has in here. Just give it a bit of a spray with the brake clean. Just make sure you have your catch pan there. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and install the brake pads. So let me take them out of the wrapping, and then I'll show you how to put them in there. Alright guys, so what I like to do, I like to put a little bit of brake parts lubricant on the outer shims of the brake pads, not the inside, the outer side, and just so that way it can have kind of like a smoother, quieter drive. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, like so. On the shims, okay? This is just the shims of the outer brake pads, like this. And now I'm going to go ahead and start installing them. One thing that I want to point out as well, when you get these installed, you see this little ear on the hardware that goes inside here. Like, let me show you. So you're going to put it inside here, and then you're going to go ahead and push the brake pad inside like so. Just make sure that the inner hardware ear is inside this one. You can do the same on the other side as well. You see here, so let me show you. So you're gonna get the ear over it, and then you're gonna go ahead and gently put these in here. Just be patient. Like so. And that's basically how you put the front brake pads. And then once you compress this, you should be able to close this smoothly and make sure that, give me 1 second, the calipers goes back, bear with me, like so. And then you get the bolt and you tighten this, and I'll put the specs on top of the video. Alright, so again, this is something easy, simple, and fixable. Make sure that when you finish on the other side, you turn on your car, you pump the brakes a couple times, and then if you have to, go ahead and add a little bit of brake fluid on your reservoir in case you're in need of it. Alright guys, I hope this helped you out, guys. Have a good day. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.